And welcome back to another Pressing HD video, and I am very excited. It is FIFA 17 time. It is right around the corner, and if somehow you haven't already, a new trailer is out. This is literally groundbreaking. It is revolutionary. New footsteps are being taken, and I will stop with all the metaphors right now and I'm going to get straight into it. But just before we start, let me show you my new YouTube banner. It is on the screen right now and it is in action on my YouTube channel. It is for FIFA 17. If you're interested in a banner like it, make sure you tell me and I will contact you privately. But for now, let's go. I am very excited. This is FIFA 17, The Journey official trailer. Now, I've already watched this, so it won't be my genuine reaction, but it's all the things that I've thought of after it, and everything. Literally, this is unscripted. I've got a few notes in my head. I've got like a notepad in my head, but literally, I'm just going to be saying this straight off the bat, straight off the trailer. Now, this is the description, what it says. Powered by Frostbite, The Journey is a new mode in FIFA 17. Now, from what I'm gathering with the trailer, added to this. If you haven't saw the trailer, go and watch it, then come back to this video. If you haven't saw the trailer, I don't know what you're up to. But literally, what I'm gathering from this is player career mode isn't really linked to this. This isn't an adaptation of player career mode. It's not an evolution of it. It's just a new game mode on top of it. Possibly not even on top of it. Player career mode might just go entirely. This is like the new, better, improved version of player career mode. Player career mode will be the classic way of doing it with your own name, etc., which I will speak about later in more depth. But here, continuing on the description, is make your mark on and off the pitch. Off the pitch. Yes, off the pitch. What that means, well, we know housing is in the game. We know agents and training is in the game. We don't know how far it goes in depth outside of the football field. How far in depth to the player's life it goes, we are not really sure. Emotionally, though, you can really get a sense that it is going to be very immersive, and if it isn't quite on the spot this year, there is no reason why this game mode can't keep growing and growing every year, because they're not going to put everything in it this year. They're going to save some stuff for 18 and even 19 and even 20. There is no end to the amount of possibilities, to the amount of outcomes, to the amount of scenarios, to the amount of storylines, to the amount of different things you can add in as a different, almost like, you remember them books as a kid where you decide what happens? It's like one of them, and every year it gets added to. It is literally perfect. And here it says, as the Premier League's next rising star, Alex Hunter. Now, that is a key thing. Alex Hunter is the name of the Premier League player you will be playing with. You cannot play at any other team outside of the Premier League, unfortunately. But again, that's just something they can build on next year. For now, I think that's okay, as long as it doesn't get too repetitive. Which is one of the things which I will be speaking about in the overview afterwards. But here, Alex Hunter, that's the name. That's the name of the player we'll be playing with. There's no other option. Play at any Premier League club, 4 authentic managers. You see, now this is quite weird here. It says play at any Premier League club for authentic managers and alongside some of the best players on the planet. Now, it's saying play at any Premier League club, comma, 4 authentic managers. Now, does that mean that to get the authentic managers, you've got to play at a Premier League club? If you don't, then you might not have as much of the options, but you can still play at another club? Who knows? But either way, Premier League is where it's at. It's where you're going to get the most features, the most different possibilities, and especially, I think, Man United is where you're going to get the most, like, cutscenes, the most different outcomes of the game, because if you look at it basically and simply, the trailer is based off a Man United event and scenario, and I think with there'll be certain things which are accustomed to certain clubs, so there'll be certain situations that are unique to certain clubs. It won't all be, so for example, his house, for example, with all the Man United posters on the wall, that might, for a different club, change. You might have a Man City poster on the wall, a Liverpool poster on the wall instead, for example. But for certain cutscenes, certain things with the agents, etc., we've saw a few scenes with people in the cars and things and interviews. Who knows, that might be, certain parts of that might be unique to certain clubs. But I definitely think the most immersive way of playing the game will be with Man United. and there'll just be more possibilities there. Now, then it just finishes with start your journey. Now, having a look at the trailer, let's do a breakdown of the trailer, right? It starts with a lovely shot of a very, very distant training ground somewhere in, apparently, England. Doesn't look very English to me. Look at all the beautiful trees. And now it says captured in game, which is a key thing here. EA Sports presents. It's got an image of Leicester City Stadium from the inside, which again looks beautifully graphically rendered. The different changing rooms and dressing rooms, and the commentator here is on about how Alex Hunter has had a big decision of clubs and things, etc., and now he's going to make his Premier League debut. Then we get an introduction to the Frostbite logo. Then we see another key scene. So we've got a room with books, a room with a Man United poster, the EA Sports Youth Cup poster, and a football bouncing up the wall of it, bouncing up and down. Football rolling, a bit of a trophy on the floor there, and then here it is. We've got some more commentary in the background, various different commentary pieces, which are quite interesting. It's about how he is one of the most highest potential players, one of the most interesting players. We've got an image of the FA building, which is incredibly interesting, and our player that we're following with the journey is Alex Hunter. We've got another guy next to him. We've got a bit of training again. Again, looking into this in depth, you can see he's coming off the bench here for a debut, I presume, for Man United against Liverpool. He scores a goal. So it's all the happy times. It's showing one example, one scenario. Of course, if you don't score in your first game and you don't keep scoring, then different scenarios may occur. Then we get a business like Alex Hunter coming off. The coach in his suit is, of course, all in the news and everything. It's all going well for the bloke. He gives his business card over to some people in cars and things. Don't know quite going on there, but it's all good, it's all brilliant. He gets to view a new house, which is amazing. Now this is a very interesting idea, the new house and everything. That's going to be something that I really hope they delve in deep into, whether if you're not doing well, then you're not going to be able to afford certain houses. If you are doing well, then he's going to react better to certain things, managerial talks and things. Now the way that this trailer is done, it's almost as if this scenario is the perfect one. If you do if everything happens the way it does here, you'll get the best cutscenes, the cutscenes that make the most sense. But if they're going to get it right, so it feels true, it feels like a real event, it feels like a real player's life, they've got to have the real huge range of different outcomes, different cutscenes, and different storylines. So, for example, if you aren't quite doing as well, one little decision takes you onto a tree of different outcomes and different scenarios. If you are doing well, then again that decision takes you onto a completely different strand of storylines. And if literally it's just a huge tree, it's starting from your source, it goes out and out and out and out and out, and there's so many different ways around it that you can get. That will keep the game mode fresh, that'll keep the game mode new. And then it starts speaking about how it can go wrong very, very quickly. You've got him on a mobile phone call, he's chucking his trophies all over the floor, and again, that's a very specific scene to a very specific storyline, which is sort of worrying me. If we've got such a specific scene here of him chucking his trophies on the floor, what do we have to do to get that cutscene? Are we going to have to play really badly? If we don't play really badly, then it wouldn't make any sense to have that cutscene, so there wouldn't be any reason for it to be in there. Instead, you'll have him lifting his trophies in happiness. That's all I'm saying here. It's got to be able to follow what's happening on the pitch. And the way that they might get around this is say that they've got personal issues. So what's happening on the pitch, what's happening off the pitch, which you can't even control. It's like the cutscenes are out of your control. You can't really change any of them. You can't change the outcomes of them. I don't know. I think it's a pretty personal storyline. But say, I don't know, that his mother dies or something in a car crash, like that's something that's not possible for you to change. Actually, that's a really severe storyline. I really shouldn't have said that. I do apologise if that caused offence to anyone. But literally, that's what I mean here. If it almost forces you to play badly, that isn't what I want from this. I want you to be able to choose. I want you to be able to make your own decisions. And we get scenes here of him saying how life isn't always the way that you want it to be. He's looking at his trophy. He's on an aeroplane there, which is a very interesting shot as well. Him on an aeroplane. That means that we will be getting shots on aeroplanes and things. Literally, I wonder how in-depth between each game we go. Whether we literally go, we'll go transport, we'll go housing, but I wonder how in-depth into the life we go, how much between each game there is. Again, we get a scene of him chucking his phone on the floor, him missing a sitter, him talking to the manager about how he just wants an opportunity to play. Jose Mourinho fully rendered as well. And, I mean, I think that's really interesting that we get, again, such a specific cutscene that he wants the opportunity to play. Now, if we're playing well and we're playing all the time, that cutscene again wouldn't make sense. We'd have to have a different one in its place. Now, all I'm saying is, if we don't follow this exact sort of scenario, I'm sort of worried that it might not actually go anywhere near as immersive, anywhere near as in-depth, anywhere near as emotionally connected as I am to this storyline. This storyline is a genuinely brilliant story. It's a drama almost of love, of happiness, of sadness, of the fall and the rise, and we get a few different scenes which are pretty key. And then we get him saying that, well, after he scores, well, we don't actually know whether he scores, but he clearly scores a few goals, makes a few goal and clearances here and there. He becomes a hero again, and after his bit of a dip, which is basically, this is literally just a replication of Marcus Rashford pretty much, but after a bit of a dip, the only way that this can work is he comes off brilliant. Now, what I'd like to see, and now we've got a very, again, specific piece of commentary. Alex Hunter saying, you don't know me, you don't know who I am, but you will do soon. And, again, what if you literally don't have a bad spell? Which is going to happen, of course, you will have a bad spell. But what if you just do really well from the very start? Then you just become a big name straight away, and you just sort of blend into it already. You're not like under scrutiny, you're not under pressure. You just sort of play. And I'm presuming international call-ups will also be involved in this as well. I'm not sure though, because well, let's be honest. He looks like an Englishman. He speaks like an Englishman. If there is international call-ups, it'd be quite unfair on every other international team. In fact, I don't think international call-ups are going to be involved this year. If they aren't, it'll be a real shame, because, I mean, that's a key part of a player's journey, which is what the game mode is called. But just, like, going off another few pieces now, like, I mean, like, for that sort of situation to happen, you've got to dip in form, you've got to suddenly rise in form, you've got to end it all happy. Obviously, sometimes you might end it bad, and you might have a complete unknown storyline to us at the moment. Cut commentary of him explaining that his career has just gone completely downhill. You move to a different club, which is lower in the league, etc., etc., which is going to be interesting. You're going to be able to move clubs as well. That'll be very interesting. Or is this going to be almost like a class of '92 sort of player, a one-man club, a Lionel Messi story sort of thing? Is that going to be like that? And I think Man United is a good team to do it with as well, because it's the sort of team, Man United. It's very reminiscent of a lot of players that have experienced their time at Man United. You are under so much pressure as a Man United player. Your name gets put out straight away. Look at Marcus Rashford, for example. No matter what the quality of your ability is, if you have got potential, you score a few goals on your debut, then you're going to be on the headlines if you're a Man United player. And it can be a real emotional and difficult journey for a player to really break through into the first team. We'll see whether it's going to be like that. And I do want to speak about some things as well. There is news that you will be able to change your appearance. I'm not quite sure. Can't change your name, that's the main thing. But if you do change your appearance, I almost feel like the voice wouldn't fit the appearance, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything here, but it is clearly a voice of that sort of ethnicity. So, I mean, I'm not really sure whether you'll have options to choose different voice defaults, for example. That's a nice idea, again, one for the future if it's not true, whether you'll have the option to, obviously, you can choose from all 20 Premier League clubs. At the moment, we've just got to wait and see when more information gets released. I can speculate as much as I like, and it is very exciting. Wages, etc., we're going to be able to negotiate them, surely. But it is very, very exciting. But I think literally, yeah, I could make an entire another video about the possibilities from this. So, if you do want to see that, make sure you smash that like button. And I know that FIFA 16 hasn't been a good year for me. I know that. I know it hasn't been a good year for you guys who have been watching my videos. But I really hope I can change that in FIFA 17. The pure reason why I haven't played FIFA 16 this year is because I got bored of it. And if you don't enjoy something, then you can't really do it. And I know that that would reflect in my videos. And that's why I haven't done it. That's simple as. But with something this exciting and new coming along, I can see myself enjoying it again. I can see myself being like the FIFA 14 and 15 pricey HD that has came before me. I really, really hope this can be successful, and I cannot wait to get it kick-started. I want to start making videos again, and this is the perfect opportunity to do it. I really hope you have enjoyed. If you have, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, because FIFA 17 is coming, and I swear it has got to be so much better than last year. New engine, new game mode. Let's do this.